Good morning, good evening, Mr. X's class. We're talking today about the word widespread, which is the extra word for week 6, quarter 1, week 6, level 4. So widespread is an adjective, and it means existing or happening over a large area or among many people. So over a large area would be something like this. Pine trees are widespread in the mountains. That means there aren't just pine trees in one small place. They're in many places, spread out over a large area, large physical area. On the other hand, you can talk about common, or among many people, existing among many people. Another way to say that is it's common. Something is, and it's often used for things like diseases or problems. You talk about a widespread problem. That's a common phrase. So the sentence on your card is related to that, and then I have another sentence with that. So the sentence on your card that you're putting on your card is about a novel, French novel called The Plague, written by a writer named Albert Camus. He was French, he was born in Algeria, and he writes about this town in Algeria. So Albert Camus' novel, The Plague, how do you say plague? It's a terrible disease. Traces characters' reactions when they are trapped in a town. We're the bubonic plague. Bubonic plague is famous from the Middle Ages. It was called the Black Death. It killed millions of people at that time. That was the worst one, but at different times in history it came back. And it's until very recently, now there are drugs you can take, medicine you can take to treat it. But and for a long time it was very deadly and there was no medicine. So what they would do if they found out about plague is they would, this would happen in this town. So that they're trapped in a town where the bubonic plague, a terrible disease, is widespread. So widespread, very common. It's becoming common in this town. Many people are getting this disease. It's not just a few people, it's many people, so widespread. If you think about widespread, like, I don't know, spreading butter on a piece of bread, if you spread it really wide, so literally that's like a large area, but it can also be many people. So this disease is common in this town. And yeah, what they would do is they didn't have any, left out the letter A here, apologize for that, characters. They didn't have any medicine you could take, so they would just close the town, like put soldiers around the town so no one could escape. And like, if you try to get out, we'll shoot you. And then they're just like, why? Because they want to protect everybody else. Because if they let it spread, it would kill more people. So, and that's still, I mean, if there's a disease that they can't do anything about, like the Ebola virus, they still do that sometimes. I mean, well, yeah, they don't want to kill people, but I mean, and they tell the people in the town, stay in your house. Hope, if you stay in your house and don't go out, you'll probably be okay, but sorry, we're closing off your town because we don't want it to get any farther. So, and so this novel is about that, like people feeling trapped and what do they do in that situation. It's very stressful, right? Obviously. So synonyms, common, pervasive is another word for common. I would say those both mean something that happens a lot or among many people. Common and pervasive. So we could say, oh yeah, and so I have another sentence with that meaning. Violence against women is a widespread problem, unfortunately. So it's not a problem in only among a few people. Unfortunately, it's a problem among many people in different places. So you could say that common problem also, a pervasive problem also. That's another way to say that. For pervasive is usually like, for that kind of a thing, like a situation among people, many people. This is true for many people, pervasive. Extensive would be more like spreading out over a physical area. Antonyms, opposite, rare, unusual, local, or limited. Okay, Spanish, extendido, that seems to be more like physical area. Do you think, I mean, if you're going to say that something is common among a group of people, can you say extendido? No? Yeah, my feeling was maybe we should add común, but I wanted to check with native speakers also. What do you think? Like if we're talking about, it's among many people, like this one, violence against women. It's like that many people have this problem. Let's say. Do you think común would be good to add? Okay, that's what I was feeling. although I'm not a native Spanish speaker, but, so let's add that as an additional Spanish translation. Is there an accent in común? I thought so. Okay. All right. So are there any questions about this word? Thank you very much for watching, and thanks for filming.